Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. And I know I've been gone for a while. And it's just been, I got finals or EQTs or whatever you want to call them, coming up in a few weeks. And school, and it's the off season and not much is happening. So I really haven't, there's been a problem, trying to find out what to film and all that stuff. And I just wanted to address that, real quick. But I probably won't be making videos. It might be weekly, might be 2 weeks, might be monthly until the football season comes, because I just can't find stuff to make videos on. But let's get into this video. This is ranking the conferences, who's gonna win, projecting all their winners and the games and everything for the conferences. So the SEC East and the SEC West. For the SEC East, I have Georgia winning. And how I have it ordered is number 1, Georgia, number 2, Florida, number 3, Missouri, number 4, Tennessee, number 5, Carolina, South Carolina, number 6, Kentucky, and number 7, Vanderbilt. And for for SEC West, I have Alabama winning it, because of course. Number 2, LSU, number 3, Texas A&M, number 4, Auburn, number 5, Mississippi State. Number 6, Mississippi. And number 7, Arkansas. Arkansas is ranked. And I have Alabama winning that. And really at the bottom of the conference, the two teams are Vanderbilt and Arkansas. Probably have Arkansas at the very bottom of the conference. I think Texas A&M will do pretty good. Missouri might sneak past Florida at number 2. But that's pretty much how I feel the season will go. And it'll be Alabama versus Georgia in the SEC championship game for the second year in a row now. And I think Alabama will win. Now, to the Big Ten. I have Michigan actually placing first place in the Big Ten East. Because, I don't know, I feel like Ohio State's going to just kind of go down a little bit, collapse on themselves after they lose over Meyer. I feel like they're not going to be as good. I feel like Michigan's going to take this chance. And third, I feel like Harbaugh's finally going to get his chance to surpass Ohio State and get in the playoffs. That's what I have. And then number 2, Ohio State, of course, in the East. Number 3, Penn State. Their quarterback, I feel like, is a very good candidate for a dark horse Heisman. Number 4 is Michigan State. Their coach, Dan... I don't remember his name. It's like Dan something. Mark Dentino. Something like that. He's really fallen off. He made the playoffs in 2015. Of course, got beat by Alabama 38-0. But he's really fallen off since then. They had 10 starters returning this year or something like that. And they couldn't really do anything. Number 5, I have Maryland. I feel like Loxley is going to get in there, get some work, and get them to number 5 and surpass Indiana at 6 and Rutgers at 7. In the Big Ten West, I have Wisconsin finishing first. I feel like Jonathan Taylor's really going to go off this year. Number 2, I have Nebraska. We've seen how UCF's old coach can really get teams up and going really fast. Just really get them back to winning. I think he'll do that with Nebraska. And I think they finished number 2. Minnesota, don't sleep on Minnesota. I have them at 3. Don't sleep on them. Their old coach, their coach used to coach for Western Michigan. They, in fact, went undefeated. I'm not sure if they won their bowl game, but I do know they went undefeated. And their quarterback was up for the Heisman or finished right out the top 10 or in the top 10 or something like that. And he was really good. And I just think he can develop players really good and get teams going and he can win games. At number 4, I have Purdue. I think they're really on a shot. I think the only reason why I have them behind Nebraska and Minnesota is I think it was kind of a storyline this year with Tyler. I don't remember his name. It was Tyler. I know this kid was disabled. I think he had cancer or something terrible like that. who passed away, and I felt like that was a big storyline and motivated them to beat Ohio State. But I feel like that storyline's kind of over. I do like Rondell more, though. I think he's going to be very good, a very good freshman. So I do have them at number 4. But Northwestern, they won the conference last year, but I just think all these teams will just do better than Northwestern. Not that Northwestern's bad, just I think these teams will do better. Number 6, I have Iowa. Again, not a bad team. I just think the teams above them will do better. And number 7, I have Illinois. Not really a good team. Rutgers and Illinois at the bottom. Of course, Rutgers last because they're Rutgers. And in the Big Ten championship game, I have Michigan versus Wisconsin. And I think Michigan wins. If I said Big 12 when I meant to say Big 10, I'm very sorry there. Probably get me in the comments right there. For the Big 12, I have Oklahoma at 1, Texas at 2, kind of like last year. Or the year before. All season's weird. Number 3, I have West Virginia. I think with the incoming quarterback, Austin Kendall, they'll be very good. And I think they found a good replacement for Will Grier. He won't be Will Grier, I don't think, but I feel like he can get the job done, get them number 3 in the conference. For Kansas, I felt the only reason I put them there is because Les Miles is coming. I know he isn't going to turn that Kansas into a 10-win football team in a year, because not even Nick Saban can do that. Not even Dabo Swinney, not even Paul Bryant can turn Kansas into a 10-win team in a year. But I do feel like he'll win them some games, really build up that defense, have a strong running game, and develop the quarterback a little bit. And he'll get to number 4 in the conference. Number 5, I have Iowa State. They do lose Hakeem Butler. He was like 6'5", 6'6", wide receiver who really helped their team out. Got drafted by the Cardinals. And that video is coming where I compare my NFL drafts to the actual NFL draft. If you're waiting on that, it will be uploaded this week, next week, somewhere in that time frame. And then number 5, number 6, I have Oklahoma State. Not really much to talk about there. Almost beat Oklahoma last year, but I just felt like they're 6, kind of mediocre. Maybe they can get it going. Number 7, I have Baylor. They didn't do the best last year, to say the least, or the year before that. But I think they'll kind of bounce back. Not win like 7 games, but like win maybe 4, 5, 6. I don't know. But I know there'll be 7. Number 8, I have Kansas State. They did lose their coach, who was the best coach in their history. So I feel like they're having to get back after losing that, and it'll be a hard struggle. But 9, TCU. TCU's got some talented players. They are in Texas. Are losing a lot of recruits to Texas, but both of their quarterback, no. I'm pretty sure they lost both of their quarterbacks. I'm pretty sure, yeah. And I feel like they're going to have trouble with that. Or at least they lost their main one. He transferred to Missouri. Number 10, I have Texas State. Their coach, they didn't do the best last year. And their coaches left for the Cardinals. I don't feel confident in Texas Tech at all. Have them at the bottom. In the Big 12 championship game, just like last year, I had Texas and Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma wins. Goes on to the playoffs. Jalen Hurts would do his thing. But moving on to the ACC. This is a no-brainer. No-brainer. In the Atlantic, I have Clemson at number 1, because if you don't, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. At number 2, I have Boston College. They did pretty good last year. Weren't necessarily in the playoff run, but they did put up a fight against Clemson. And that was a primetime game last year. I think they'll do pretty good. Syracuse, they did lose Eric Dungey. That's why I probably have them below Boston College. I don't think Syracuse is going to do much this year. Again, I think they're mediocre. Like I said, Oklahoma State was going to be mediocre. I had them at 6. Syracuse at 3, and I think they're going to be on the same level as Oklahoma State almost. That tells you how bad the ACC is. Number 4, NC State. They did lose Ryan Finley. It's kind of a debate. It was a debate between me, but whether I'd have Syracuse or NC State at the top. But I just feel like I put Syracuse more towards there. NC State, as I said, lost Ryan Finley, their quarterback. I think they'll have to bounce back from that because Ryan Finley, he might have not been Tua, Trevor Lawrence, or Justin Fields, or Jalen Hurts, or all that, but he was a reliable quarterback. Number 5 of Louisville. They finally fired that not very good person of a coach, let's say. And I think they'll try to get back after that and get back to doing what they do. I don't know if Pass, I believe Javon Pass is coming back. I don't know if he can lead an offense to many victories. I'm not very confident in them. They do have a lot of talent, though, which is why I put them ahead of number 6, Florida State. Yes, Florida State has talent, but I don't feel like their coach is going to get them to where they need to be. I feel like he's going to get fired this year and next year. I feel like they need to hurry up and make that decision. So that's why I have number 6. Not quite at the bottom. Number 7, I have Wake Forest. Wake Forest is a run-over team. Like I had Vanderbilt last, Wake Forest is last. They're like the same school. Not really. And the Coastal, I have number 1, Miami, as the winner of the Coastal. Number 2 is Duke. They did lose Daniel Jones, who got drafted by the Giants. The Giants are idiots. Which I don't think I need to point that out. I think that's common knowledge. I mean, if you felt like they should have picked him, you go, but no. They should have picked Dwayne Haskins. 3, North Carolina, I feel like, what's his name? I don't remember, but Texas's old coach will get in there, do some work, just get them to where they get more wins than they did last season. Number 4, Pitt, who won this, not this conference, but this division last year. Felt like they fall off a little bit. They did get some new uniforms. I feel like this is going to be like a year getting them back to where they need to be. At number 5, I have Virginia Tech. They did pretty good last year. I think they'll keep up their bowl streak. I believe right now they have the longest bowl. Getting to a bowl, it's really hard to say, but like getting to a bowl every year streak. I don't know. I think they'll get there again. Number 6, I have Virginia. Rival to Virginia Tech. Really didn't do much. Mediocre, bottom of the line. Not much to say. Number 7, Georgia State. Georgia State's terrible. The offense they run is just stupid, and they need to, like, I don't know, they just need to stop, if that makes sense. And in the championship game of the ACC, I have Clemson and Miami, and I think Clemson wins, because duh. And in the Pac-12, I have number 1, Washington. I think Jacob Eason will do very good for them. I think he'll win them some games. Very solid, maybe even really good elite quarterback next season. Number 2, Oregon. They have Justin Herbert, who will probably be the second quarterback taken in the NFL draft next year. Right behind the GOAT Tua. And I think Justin Herbert will do his thing, sling the ball, be better than last year, raise expectations, do pretty good. Number 3, I have UCLA. UCLA, yeah, I'm tired. Just never mind. But I feel like Chip Kelly will get in there, get their offense really rolling. A lot of these teams have new coaches. That's why I'm putting there so high. But I don't want to make it put like they just hired their coach, so they're gonna win their conference and go to the playoffs. I'm not trying to. I just think they'll push them, elevate them more. Number 4, I have Arizona State. They did lose N'Keal Harry, but I do think they'll do pretty good this season. Not when their conference is good, but number 4. Number 5, Utah. They did win. Or, they didn't win, my bad. They made it to the Pac-12 championship game last year. They have really good defense. Can't say much for their offense. That's a whole different story. But I think they'll do pretty solid this year. Number 6, I have Stanford. They did lose Bryce Love. It's not like they lost much. He was injured all the time. And I think Stanford will be really mediocre this year. And that moves me on to 7, which is USC. They really need to get their stuff together. because they're not like what USC should be. USC should be a powerhouse, should be elite, should be at the top 25 and everything. And number 8 is Colorado. They did go in undefeated for a lot of time last year, and it finally came to an end. I feel like they're pretty good. No, do mediocre, not talked about much. Now in Washington State, they do lose Gardner Minshew. I don't know if they have a quarterback which they can make the highest passing in the nation. Number 10, Cal. Really just run-of-the-mill, run-of-the-mill team, really. They've gone a long way from Aaron Rodgers and Marshawn Lynch to nobody talks about them ever. Number 11, Arizona. Really bad. Not very good. A little tank might boost them a little bit, but I don't think so. Number 12 is Oregon State, because Oregon State is trash. Washington versus Oregon in the Pac-12 championship. I think Washington wins that under Jacob Eason. And that has been my conference championship predictions for the 2019 to 2020. Well, I felt weird to say 2019 to 2020 college football season. I feel like out of these people who won these conference championships, I feel like Clemson's going to the playoffs, Oklahoma's going to the playoffs, Alabama's going to the playoffs, and Michigan's going to the playoffs. So that's your 4 there. But if you did enjoy today's video, hit a like down below. Also hit that subscribe bar if you haven't subscribed to me yet. What are you doing? You need to right now, because I post the best college football videos on YouTube. Highlights are coming back. I'm working on this one, but the website I use to make highlights just shut down. So it's been really tough. And the new thing I'm using is really specific and a pain in the behind to use. But I don't know if I mentioned this at the beginning. I got a new camera, so hopefully this video looks better. Tell me if it does. It should. My other camera is like 3 or 4 years old. This one's new and improved. But again, like, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Who you think is going to win the conferences and all that. But if you did like today's video, again, I already said leave a like, subscribe. But that'll be the end for today's video. Peace.